you going to say?
I was going to say welcome to week 4 of It Gets Weird podcast.
Welcome to week 4. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Niall.
And we're about to get weird.
We are. And so tonight is a subject that is, I'm putting out more as a word of caution. Like, this is kind of a timely thing that we kind of need to be concerned about. So I wanted to get the word out.
You mean this is something that's going to have,
we have
real life consequences soon?
If you consider third quarter 17 soon, then yes.
That's pretty close.
Actually, it could be some other times, but so it's something I just wanted to. I figured as kind of a public service announcement. The president hasn't covered it in his weekly address yet, so I figured I'd try to jump the shark and get there before him.
Okay, before the president.
Yeah. All
right, that's fair. Please inform me. I'd like to be there before the president as well.
Yeah.
If this is non-presidential privy information, I'm
he knows.
Oh, he knows, but he's just not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
okay, I'm with you now.
So this week we are talking about the Nibiru Cataclysm.
What?
The Nibiru Cataclysm.
Oh, what's that?
Tell me more.
Tell me more.
So the Nibiru Cataclysm is one of the kind of two main categories of Nibiru conspiracy theories, where instead of we came from these people, these aliens, the Anunnaki, and some of these actually kind of bleed over into each other, but they kind of created life and are going to come back and bestow upon us knowledge and all this cool stuff. And then the other ones are Nibiru's coming for us, we're going to die. And that's what we're talking about tonight.
Okay. So in this story, I was under the assumption that Nibiru was a planet?
It's actually a red dwarf or brown dwarf star.
Okay. See, I didn't know that.
If it exists.
Okay.
Yeah, that was one of the things, you don't hear about that as much in the the other side, the peaceful, we're not going to die side. You don't hear as much about it being a different, because to them it is kind of a planet, it's a place that at least at one point had life, and they were really chill with us.
Okay.
So, but in this case, Nibiru, I've heard it pronounced both ways, Nibiru and Nibiru.
I like Nibiru. It sounds nicer.
It does, but the guy, I listened to this really long thing with this really wonderful man talking, and he just kept calling it Nibiru.
Oh, okay.
But we'll get more to that later. So just for some background on Nibiru, it was first written about in 1970, or at least first named. Debatable whether it was written about in the Bible and stuff, and Sumerian and Babylonian texts, but first named as Nibiru or Planet X in about 1970 by ancient astronaut Zecharia Sitchin.
Oh, him, yeah.
Yeah, he's a wonderful character that I got to read a little bit about. And he was, the reason he was an ancient astronaut is basically he was studying star texts and things relating to the heavens from both Babylonian and Sumerian mythology and times.
Interesting.
So he claims that there's a planet that passes every 3,600 years and allows its beings to interact with humanity. Hence they kind of spawned humans myth. That was kind of him. These people are the Anunnaki, and
that's a type of alien, right? Because that's what I've read.
I've heard the words before. Originally come from, I think it was the Sumerians, Sumerian texts, okay. And then it got into kind of referenced in the Bible somewhere, and it's kind of grown over time. Anyway, just for later reference, Nibiru, whatever, is also called Red Dragon, Wormwood, and Planet X.
Okay, now can you explain Red Dragon and Wormwood? Because those are two opposite ends of the scale of goofy tail creatures.
Well, it's funny that those are the two that you're unaware of for this, because those are both from the Bible.
Oh, right. Okay, I haven't read that, so
yeah, they're both from Revelations. Wormwood is basically this planet that's going to destroy us.
Wait, this is in the Bible?
It's in Revelations. Dude, go read the biblical apocalypse. It's awesome.
That sounds cool.
Definitely worth a read. It gets wild. And we'll get into a little bit of that. But then and then Red Dragon comes from something I'll be talking more about later, which is Revelations 12.
Okay.
which is the red dragon and the woman is the kind of overarching title for Revelations 12.
Okay, so nothing to do with Hannibal Lecter.
Man, I feel like the name ties into the Bible somehow because the red dragon is like the bringer of death.
Oh, really? Oh, man.
So
okay,
I feel like
maybe...
that comes... I've watched Red Dragon, but it was a long time ago. I've also watched, what is it, Manhunter? That's the like first version with a different cast. And
oh, no. Wow. This is a revelation for me.
Oh, you got me.
Anyways.
Anyway. So going off of that, the first time the Nibiru Cataclysm theory was published, it was in about 1995 by a woman named Nancy Leader on her site Zeta Talk, which is kind of they talk about this kind of stuff, like the weird celestial things and beings and aliens and all that kind of stuff. She believes that she was both abducted and was implanted in her brain a chip or instrument of some kind that allows these certain aliens to talk to her.
Okay.
And they're greys from the Zeta Reticuli system.
Whoa.
Are the aliens that talk to her.
Okay.
And she claimed that they had been talking to her and that they were saying, I think she was calling it Planet X at the time, was coming and would soon pass by Earth and cause the poles to reverse, and most of the life on planet Earth would die.
That's some heavy stuff.
Yeah. So she was predicting that was going to happen in 2003, in 1995.
Okay.
So she was 8 years away from that date. In the meantime, she was claiming there was a famous comet in 1995 called the Hale-Bopp comet.
Mm-hmm.
It was so bright and large and everything that it was visible for 18 months.
I don't remember this.
I don't either, but I was like 4. Oh,
yeah.
So
yeah, I definitely don't remember this.
Anyway, so she was claiming that whole thing was manufactured by the government to distract people from Planet X's arrival. I wrote down for some reason ? In my notes, because I didn't read her like super long manifesto thing, but I read some summaries and stuff of it, and they never really gave a clear reason why the government would be using this comet or manufacturing this comet to distract from this other thing. But I guess I shouldn't really be looking for a whole lot of reason in this, since the aliens from the Reticuli system were transmitting it to her anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, this was the part that you'll understand. So about a week before the date that she had claimed the apocalypse was going to happen in 2003, she got on K-Rock in LA, which is a big radio station out there.
Okay.
I think Henry Rollins has a show on there now or something.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, not really that important. But she was telling people to euthanize their pets before the oncoming apocalypse.
No.
And it was confirmed that her pet was euthanized at that time. She said it was because they were really aggressive and stuff, but everyone kind of thinks it's because she thought the apocalypse was going to happen, so she killed her pet.
Oh,
so I have
no.
Nancy Leader equals confirmed puppy killer.
Oh, no, it was a dog?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, that was rough. But after this date passed and nothing happened, she claimed that the whole date prediction was a white lie that she had put out into the world to fool the establishment.
Why? Because she wanted to kill her dog?
Well, that's kind of the big thing where it's like, why'd you kill it? But it was supposedly a white lie that was meant to fool the powers that be into not stopping her or something. I couldn't really figure that one out.
Ugh.
But the next time this kind of came up was about in 2012. Was when we were having all the Mayan calendar ending 2012 doomsday stuff. So people were attributing all of that to Nibiru as well.
Okay.
Just saying, that's how we're going to die.
I actually very distinctly remember the day that we were supposed to die in 2012.
Yeah, we were at
we were out getting pizza at a local pizza place, just chilling and thinking, man, everything seems all right for Doomsday.
Well, what was the Doomsday before that in like 2010ish when we went to Crazy Fest?
Really? Oh, really?
Yeah, because Anti-Flag started their set by, and so did Self Defense. They started their set by like talking about how the world was supposed to end that day, and it was supposed to end during Anti-Flag's set. And I was like, man, this is a really
pretty sick
kind of weird way to die, because they're just like, doing Die for the Government or whatever, and and the world would end. It would be a really good out.
You say weird, I say punk as fuck. That would have been good. That would have been a good way to go.
That would have been a fun out.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the if you look around the internet, there are kind of Nibiru apocalypse predictions most years since about 2012. So they think, but part of that is played into by what we're going to get to next, which is the kind of current one, which is David Mead is the guy that is putting this out. He wrote a book on this subject.
David Mead?
David Mead.
Mead? Okay.
As in like mead you drink,
right,
basically.
Okay, gotcha.
He's an ex-Pentagon employee.
Yeah. Nothing. Go ahead.
He used to work at the Pentagon, and he's worked for like Fortune 500 companies and stuff now. But now he's basically he runs a website about Nibiru and the Nibiru Cataclysm and how it's going to kill us all and everything, along with writing a book on the subject. I really should have written down the name of his book, but
Google it.
If you look up David Mead and 2017 on online, you'll find it. So his whole theory is based on the supposed black budget of the government. Do you know much about the black budget or what it supposedly is?
No, that's a new one to me.
The black budget is missing money or appropriated money that the government uses to do the things they don't want people to know about.
Projects.
Yeah,
right?
the stuff that they don't want people to know about.
Operations.
And from everything I could find, like the government probably has some sort of black budget, but we don't know exactly what they're doing with it, of course.
I'm not really surprised.
So his whole thing started when Donald Rumsfeld on September 10th, 2001, made a report saying the government was currently missing $2.2 trillion. Not billion, trillion.
If there wasn't an expensive as fuck mic in front of me, I would have done a spit take right then and there. That's a lot of moolah.
That is some money. So he supposedly the government uses about 0.5 to $1 trillion a year in black budget.
Whoo!
I can't vouch for that, but it could happen. But he said they were using a lot of this money to build very, very fortified underground bases.
Okay.
Supposedly we have about 130 of them in America right now.
Oh.
But he said, like, at one point he was also saying there are like 1,000 in China and like 400 in Russia or something. He was saying like these other countries are beating us in like really fortified underground bases.
Well, then that's where we need to invest our tax money and stuff in instead of, whatever it is we do with it.
I mean, we're not even number one in secret underground bases anymore. What happened to this country?
That's about as un-American as it fucking gets.
China's beating us and Russia, really? Come on.
Yeah, come on. Pick it up. U.S. government, secret ops, Illuminati. Come on. Pick it up.
So he's saying that a lot of this money is being used for these bases, and these bases are being made to basically hold the elite underground when the Nibiru Cataclysm happens.
Okay. So this is some supervillain plot
stuff. Remember the movie The Kingsman that we watched?
Yeah, I do remember Kingsman.
Like, if you take away the, space station, anger ray that he used, and just take the whole, the secret organization that's just, passing out slips to people for, apartments in this underground bunker, that's basically what he's claiming here.
Okay. I remember that movie.
So he says that pretty much anytime someone gets to a certain level in the government, probably senator, congressman, that kind of thing, an NSA agent or someone else will come to them and basically say, we'll give you this life in the post-apocalyptic world if you keep your mouth shut. So all of the government is under this whole hush agreement.
Damn.
Which is why I was talking about Obama as part of it,
Okay. So what are their post Nibiru plans? What's the schedule?
I think they're just gonna chill for a while.
Okay, and how do they survive a planet.
These bases are really fortified. Like, think about the best base you can think of.
And
then add like hundreds of billions of dollars to that.
Damn. That's a pretty fortified base.
Yeah. You know, it's basically they're talking about some like basically like comic book stuff here.
Yeah,
like they're really
that's what it honestly sounds like. It sounds like the plot for the comic book villain amasses a whole group of followers to go hide underground while he brings about the apocalypse, and they form a new superior race of humans.
Yeah, one thing that I was thinking about as I was reading all this stuff was if the government is so sure that this is going to happen, you think that we would forego some other things we're spending money on to build more fortified underground bases to house most of our population, if not all. So there's really not a whole lot of point to hiding this from us. Right? Like, if we needed to build more bases, we'd build more bases.
Yeah, I guess that's true, but when we're talking bases that can like survive like an apocalyptic event,
yeah,
that might be, I don't know.
Because
not that I like believe any of this, but you know,
I believe the government has some bases. Like,
sure,
that's
probably.
you know.
Wow, and you know what? I just now realized.
What?
This is basically the plot to what is it? Season 4 of CW's Arrow.
Oh man,
isn't it? Like
it's same basically
yeah,
same
this
concept,
is the same plot,
only
as
without the. There you're
TV
dealing with
show.
magic instead of celestial bodies, but
it's essentially the same thing. So I think the whole comic book plot thing is relevant.
Does that mean that like who'd be Damien Dark in this situation?
Well, obviously, the reptilian Obama.
Oh yeah, of course. Sorry, how could I forget? So that's one of the legs of this whole theory. He has kind of the government leg. He has the space leg / Bible leg. We'll call it.
Okay.
Space and the Bible. He uses a lot of the you have access to a lot of like high powered telescope feeds on the internet and that kind of stuff. We all know that. He spends a lot of time on these things and uses a lot of special filtering programs to find using like radiation signatures and stuff to map out Nibiru's path. So it was way out past like Pluto when it was first talked about in like biblical times and stuff, and is now somewhere between, I think it was Jupiter and Mars, right? Is that? No, not Mars. Mars is in front of us. It's Venus is in front of us. Mars is. Yeah, Mars and Jupiter.
We're bros with Mars.
Yeah, Mars is our boy. So it's coming for us, and there are a bunch of YouTube videos that we can, if you search like Nibiru or Two Suns or Planet X on YouTube, you'll find a bunch of people who have taken these videos and analyzed them and like show these various like light sources in the sky coming closer from year to year. I watched some of them. They're kind of interesting. I don't know what to think of them, frankly, but they are kind of interesting. And so this is him. He uses like moon charts and these telescopes and these filtration programs and stuff to track this oncoming thing. And it's kind of wild to watch. Actually, it's pretty cool. David Mead,
like that, so I'll have to look into it.
The podcast that I was listening to that he was talking about was called like The Leak Files or something like that. It's on YouTube.
Okay. That could either be some conspiracy stuff or like a piss fetish podcast. So.
Yeah, so I'm really glad that it was the former because I don't really. I'd rather hear about like the oncoming biblical apocalypse than water sports.
I guess I'm with you.
Yeah. I did make note of one of the videos that he was using was called Multiple Suns Rise Over Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Okay.
So you can go and look that up on YouTube if you want to see some of this. He also claimed that Nibiru has multiple moons in its orbit, along with a tail that was, let me find somewhere between like a quarter and 1 million miles long of like dust and asteroids and all this kind of stuff. So if it is actually coming at us, he was talking about everything, and it was basically like if you took what we think happened to the dinosaurs plus everything you see in the Bible, and it just smashed it together.
God.
And it was, so it's like not just apocalypse, it's like a mega apocalypse.
Okay, give me a brief explanation on, because I actually don't know what the actual Bible representation of apocalypse and how that relates to Nibiru. I'm curious.
Okay, that's actually a very, very good segue. Good job, Kyle.
I'm so good at this.
I was remarking before we started this that it's a really good podcast when you have to have the Bible open on your your note taking source just for reading passages, because we're gonna the main Bible passages they're talking about when they're citing Nibiru is where it's Revelations 12, and then the title is The Woman and the Dragon in the translation I'm reading.
Whoa.
So I guess I'm just gonna read some Bible here.
Hell yes. Hook me up with some God stuff. Let's hear it.
A great sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars on her head. She was pregnant and cried out in pain as she was about to give birth. Then another sign appeared in heaven, an enormous red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns on its heads. Its tail swept a third of the stars out of the sky and flung them to the earth. The dragon stood in front of the woman who was about to give birth so that it might devour her child the moment he was born. She gave birth to a son, a male child, who will rule all the nations with an iron scepter, and her child was snatched up to God and to his throne. The woman fled into the wilderness to a place prepared for her by God, where she might be taken care of for 1,260 days. So that is like the lead-in to the war in heaven.
That sounded like the coolest description for a JRPG ever.
Yeah, it really is. It's a pretty cool passage. That's why you get a lot of biblical imagery and like metal lyrics and stuff, because a lot of, especially Revelations, is it's kind of metal as hell.
Damn, maybe I'll have to read the Bible.
So what he's talking about here, and where David Mead is using this, is he's saying that, I don't want to update right now, iPad. The woman and the red dragon are 2 celestial bodies / kind of not quite constellations, but like clusters of dust and stuff like the Hubble telescope sees, those pretty pictures you see.
Yeah.
And he was, when he started looking at this, those 2 things were in such a way that the dragon was basically guarding the pregnant woman as she was giving birth. And so without going into, I don't remember all the details of how he got to this, but this is his process was equating through these radiation signatures of various deep space objects, was tying in with that passage I just read from the Bible, and that's happened over these last couple years. And now the part where it says its tail swept a third of the stars out of the sky and flung them to the earth is about to happen.
Whoa. Well, shit.
So not only is there celestial evidence of this, government evidence of this, there's also biblical evidence of this.
Holy fuck. Well, it's real once the G-Man gets involved.
Definitely. So, that's kind of his whole theory. Let me see if there's anything else that I made note of. He did mention a couple safe places and not safe places to be, just so, since we're trying to get the word out.
Okay.
I'd figure I'd run through those real quick.
Tell me the Nibiru safe space.
Real quick. He also claims that global warming is a lie. The world is getting hotter because Nibiru is coming and heating us up from the inside, and Al Gore is lying to you.
Oh, shit.
And Revelations 12 also says, that the sun is going to be hotter, which is something he was claiming. And the tail of Nibiru, all those like space dust and planets and clouds and asteroids and stuff, is going to cause an EMP effect that destroys our whole atmosphere.
Oh God!
And the guy that was interviewing him then went off on a chemtrail tangent about how, so and they were saying that chemtrails were blocking our view of Nibiru as it's coming towards us. So the government is releasing special particles to block. This was more the podcaster than David talking about this, but it was really kind of a funny thing to listen to. That the government is spraying specific chemicals and nanoparticles into the sky so we can't see Nibiru.
Okay, now I thought chemtrails were more akin to like fluoride in our waters type situation. They just want to keep us masses dumb. I thought that's what chemtrails were about. Not, I guess in a way that is kind of what it is keep us dumb to the whole.
I mean, chemtrails are basically just anything sprayed into the sky in a vapor system.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times it's mainly talked about in a way of keeping the masses in line and like keeping us dumb to certain things.
Mm-hmm.
But that's maybe we'll do a chemtrails episode at some point.
Maybe, please, let's do a chemtrails
Okay.
episode. I love that shit.
We'll do that.
I walk outside and I see chemtrails. I look up in the sky. I'm like, fresh chemtrails.
You gotta love fresh
Delicious.
chemtrail in the morning.
I love it. Anyways.
He also believes that the discovery of the 9th planet this year is disinformation to distract you from Nibiru coming.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
He has a point.
So like NASA's in on it, and it's
and all these people who are in on it are working because of the
they've got like a one bedroom in the apocalypse.
They've got the secret little hidey hole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wouldn't you want to have your like one bedroom apartment in an underground lair in the apocalypse?
Yeah. You know what? I would. As long as I can sit there and listen to I mean, I guess like most musicians. Well, no, they make it sound like a lot of musicians will be there for the post-apocalypse because they're the ones helping usher it in. So maybe I'll just be chilling with some of my favorite artists like Lady Gaga and Miley Cyrus and all the other Illuminati. Jay-Z.
Beyonce and Jay-Z are big Illuminati people. The Kanye wants to be, but I supposedly he hasn't been like inducted yet.
Oh, fuck. Somebody induct Kanye already. Come on.
Induct Kanye.
Induct Kanye. If Jay-Z can get in there and Beyonce and who else is in there? Miley Cyrus. If Miley Cyrus can get in the fucking Illuminati.
I'm not sure she's in the Illuminati. I think she's supposedly brainwashed.
Like
no, she's like one of the Vigilant Citizen always talks about the like pop star.
She's one of the MK Ultra victims. She's basically Zoolander in the movie Zoolander. Okay,
but in as a pop star instead of a model.
And instead of assassinating a foreign leader, she wants to assassinate the American people's perception of freedom.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Or whatever it is the MK Ultra celebrities are doing.
Yeah, and supposedly all of her actions in the past however many years have been because her programming has been going haywire.
For those of you not in the know, a quick thing about MK Ultra is the government is controlling a lot of our celebrities and pop stars to spread a message for the Illuminati.
Yep.
So just a little woke fact for you. # woke facts. I want to see that. I want to see that trending this week. If you could please get that going on Twitter. We'll start spreading some # woke facts. Anyways,
definitely.
Go on. Go ahead.
What was there was one other thing I wanted to. Oh yeah, the places that were safe and the places that were not safe. So anywhere near a tectonic plate or any place where earthquakes happen regularly, you're dead. So California, Florida, you're dead. Arizona's safe for some reason. Actually, it's because of various factors. But he said Arizona was going to be safe. Where was this? Where's some of the other ones? Like East Coast's a bad idea, but like inland, like if you go to the center of the country, like Montana and places, the various mountain ranges where you're not near a fault line.
Okay.
He was talking about, I forget what mountain range he was talking about. There's one that was supposedly great. But I think it was really more just he liked it as a vacation destination because I couldn't figure out why it would be a safer place than anywhere else.
It's really quite beautiful here during the summer months, but you'll also be safe from the Nibiru attack.
Yeah, like the last about 15 minutes of this thing I was listening to was basically like a Doomsday Preppers episode. Because he was like, you're gonna want to have about 3 months of food and water and you're going to want to have like a generator, but wherever you're going to be there for a while, because we're not going to get the infrastructure back up and for at least 9 months to a couple of years, depending on how prepared the government is. Which they're all going to be they're all going to be underground, so they're not going to help us.
Very prepared. This guy's really got his shit prepared.
Yeah. He's pretty wild. It was definitely go look him up.
Okay.
David Mead.
So what you're telling me is to move to Arizona and invest in subterranean living spaces.
Yeah, basically build a bomb shelter.
Cool.
I don't know if this guy's just like nostalgic for the Red Scare.
Maybe.
And just wants to like bring bomb shelters and stuff into vogue again.
Yeah. Bomb shelters are pretty cool.
Yeah, like so the people in 10 Cloverfield Lane would probably be okay.
Fuck yeah, that movie was awesome.
That movie was great.
Shouts out to 10 Cloverfield Lane. What was it? Universal Pictures?
I don't know. It was J.J. Abrams' company. It was Bad Robot, and it was
Mr.
distributed
Abrams,
through maybe
Bad
Universal
Robot.
or
If
something.
you'd like to sponsor this podcast, just shoot us an email. It's on
or just send us a
page.
Blu-ray copy of that movie. That movie was beautiful.
That movie was cool, but okay, listen, Blu-ray copy, whatever. I'm shooting for bigger stuff here. J.J. Abrams, contact us. Let us know. Get on the show, and we could talk about film stuff. We could talk about lens flares. We can talk about
we can talk about what you've done to the Star Trek franchise.
Hey, I heard the newest one was really good. Anyways, let's move on.
This isn't a movie podcast.
This has nothing to do with that. Let's move on.
So that's really a lot of the theories that I was going through. David Mead's was the most in depth. The other one just basically was talked to by aliens supposedly and had a date that didn't happen, and she killed a dog, and that was about it.
Oh man, I'm really bummed about the dog killer lady, but
I still am too.
But David Memes, he's got an interesting theory, and I can, what? I'm convinced. Now. I think I'm going to, before 2017, I think I'm going to try and make a safe space for myself for when the planet comes whooshing on by, swooping in.
We always try to have, something that we build on from these podcast topics. So I was thinking this week it would be, where would we set up our shelter, our bunker, and what would we want in it? Like what are essential bunker features?
Essential bunker features. I mean, this is kind of like the what would you bring? What's the only object or whatever that you would bring?
Top 5 bunker records.
Okay.
Go.
Oh fuck.
You can only bring 5 records to the apocalypse.
Okay. So wait, 5 records and nothing else? Like no other kinds of helpful items? Just
like
records?
I really would like to bring my DVD collection because we got a pretty great one.
Yeah. You know what? Here, let's be real. If there was some sort of apocalypse and we had to hide underground with all of the shit that we have right now, like all our DVDs.
We'd be entertained till we're dead.
We'd be entertained until we could leave that bunker.
Because we even have filming equipment and stuff, so we could just make our own content.
Yeah, it would be awesome. Actually, you know what? The only aspect of apocalypse that I don't enjoy is the fact that everybody I care about's probably gonna die,
and that's no new
something that I'm not into.
Food produced,
I won't be able to go out and get a McDonald's sandwich or a
Hardee's. It's close to my house.
If you would like to sponsor us, Hardee's. I think about Hardee's. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, Hardee's for breakfast, yum. But yeah, I don't know.
I almost had Hardee's for breakfast this morning.
Oh shit, that sounds so good right now. I'm
but
very hungry.
I went to Kolache Factory instead.
This is a good topic for banter. Let's
anyway
skip that. So no, bunker
necessities.
Bunker necessities. I mean, I would want my clothing. I would want food. Obviously,
you're not going to go nude into the beyond.
No, probably not. Just because it's more comfortable usually.
Yeah. I thought we were gonna make it with no burps.
Cut that out. I didn't mean to do that. It just kind of had to come out.
Yeah. Well, side project. Kyle's been trying to burp.
Let's not talk about this. I don't want to talk about this on the fucking podcast. Cut this whole fucking sequence out.
Oh man.
Um,
That's what you could do for in our bunker is like prep
practice my
yourself to burp.
burping.
You'll finally perfect it.
For those who don't know, I'm like physically incapable of burping, and over the past over the past week, I've been trying to chug carbonated drinks to like make something happen, because it's honestly kind of frustrating not being able to burp, sitting in the privacy of my own room and I drink something and it's like, oh man, I wish I could burp right now and relieve, the tensions of gas in the human body, but I can't do that.
So I've been regularly taunting him with longer, mightier burps than he is capable of.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Well, you heard pretty much the mightiest burp I'm capable of just now. So
So anyway, bunker necessities.
yeah, bunker necessities. Okay.
Like, just assume like food, water, like the necessities for life are taken care
for
of.
either like the actual genuine
Like
needs.
what kind of rooms do we need? What kind of layout? Like what kind of stuff do we need?
Well, is this sad? I would probably first be like, well, my computer is one thing.
But how do you power it? I guess we have a generator.
If
we have to assume we have a generator.
We have to assume we have a generator. There's a lot of assumptions that have to be made here. So if we're assuming we have a generator, it would be like outside of those necessities. Outside of those necessities, it would be like a computer, because like I can do a lot of stuff. I guess I wonder if like maybe you'd have to wonder if like in the apocalypse there's like internet, because like the powers that be are like keeping the internet alive to like communicate with other.
Do you think like that far underground their like Wi-Fi signal will reach us?
Maybe not, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
Maybe people just like the first thing that we'll do post-apocalypse is just like string like T1 cable.
Yeah, well,
across
plus
the world,
like I have a
Earth.
bunch of video games on my computer, so like as soon as the apocalypse happens, it's just like
no new video games.
Whatever, I can play. I have a million video games that I can play over and over.
Fair.
So I guess like my computer, as dumb as that sounds, yeah, I'd take like my entertainment stuff, like my computer and like a bunch of books that I wanted to. Like I'd take stuff to keep myself from being bored while I'm trapped in a bunker underground.
Yeah.
Forever. So that would be like a necessity. And then I guess we're not mentioning the fact that like if something like this were to happen, I would obviously like want to like see if I can like secure friends and family. No,
just you and me.
Just you and me. Shit. I guess it would just kind of be like living like this right now, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Like,
it really wouldn't change our lives all that much, other than I wouldn't have to go to work.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have to go to school or work or anything, and I'd be, I don't know, man. I'd be sad. I would want to see friends and family. That would be the cincher for me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's a tough question, and I just got real on you real quick. But I hope that
whenever
makes
I
sense.
pray the questions, you tend to get real, and it works.
I want to be
okay.
funny, but like this is very thought provoking, and I would just want to have friends and family. That's all I can say.
I would, if as soon as I see Nibiru in the sky, because supposedly we're gonna have like a day or two warning for this. Like we're gonna see it in the sky a day or two before it actually like kills us.
I think my first reaction would be, oh fuck.
Well, yeah, like as soon as I'm done like just being terrified, I would just run, like, even though I'm not normally, whatever, but like I just run to like Guitar Center, grab like everything I could find, and just be like, I'm ready, and just like hightail it down to a bunker.
Yeah, but I mean, at that point, like, I like, what's it gonna matter? Oh,
music is its own reward, Kyle.
That's true. I agree. I don't know. This is fucked up. I don't like thinking about it.
All right.
So, yeah, I guess that's my answer. I'd get my entertainment shit and my, like, outside of like food and comfort, it would just be entertainment stuff and like.
I would
family
like
and
want
friends.
a really good recliner. You know?
Yeah.
Or like a really good couch, some sort of like really nice
like
piece of furniture that's like
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna for a porch swing. We're gonna get a porch swing.
Exactly.
So I think like, entertainment stuff, rob a music store, then
commit crimes.
Well, we got like a day or two before we all
Sure.
die and the polls reverse. Like it's kind of a open season at that point. And then you go and you grab, what was my last thing? It was
Well, you were going to commit a crime. You were going to.
Well, I was going to commit a crime. I was going to go steal like music equipment. Like I'd just go steal like the mics I've always wanted, so I can just like record really good stuff in the bunker. I guess that would involve me teaching myself like multiple and like drums and stuff.
Okay, podcast question of the week. What would you steal in the event of an apocalypse?
Yeah, you've got like 1 day max. What would you steal before you head to your bunker?
What kind of terrible thing would you do in the event of apocalypse? Would you steal?
Would you run up to someone and tell them that you've loved them for years but never told them? Would you get that out of the way?
Oh man, I would. Yeah, absolutely. I would call that. Yeah, and that's when the apocalypse gets canceled, though.
Yeah, so like, and then you have to deal with it. And it's just, would that be our sitcom? Like the apocalypse was supposed to happen. Everyone got their like deep-hearted secrets out into the world, and then it didn't happen. Ooh. So everyone just has like this layer of truth, just like they have to deal with or like forget and pass over.
Ooh, I like that idea. You and I have been talking about pitching a
sitcom
for a while now, and the only thing we were missing for the
sitcom
was like a story and a concept.
A podcast?
Oh, I'm sorry, not
sitcom.
A sitcom.
Sitcom, yeah.
That's what I meant. I meant sitcom. All the parts where I said podcast, just edit me saying the word sitcom in, and I'll take a real quick here. I'll stop and I'll say sitcom, so you can cut that part.
But you got to say it like when it's like a bad TV dub, when it's just like sitcom, okay, where it just comes out of nowhere.
Shut up. Sitcom.
Oh, that was real.
Anyways, we can move on.
Yeah. Anyway,
from that subject.
So yeah, I think that would be an interesting, and maybe could get a couple seasons and a movie.
Anyways, I don't want the apocalypse to happen. I'm pretty happy, like just chilling as is.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So hopefully Nibiru does not come to pass, and hopefully nobody kills any more poor puppies in the name of.
Yeah, even if until you're sure the apocalypse has happened, don't kill your pets.
Okay, I won't. Here's the thing: I would sacrifice a lot of time and stuff to save a pup.
Yeah,
to save a
okay, so
pet.
Yeah, bring a pup into the bunker.
If I had a pet, there's no
way. You could steal a dog. Like the apocalypse is coming.
I guess I'm not gonna steal. I don't know.
You'd be saving that dog's life.
That's true. I don't know. If I had a pup, I would definitely take him down with me and be like, I'm not taking you out. I can't do that. You got to stay with me. We'll keep each other company.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, keep the pup with you. That's a good addition.
The pup. This got the heartfelt cast. This
heartfelt,
got really sweet and nice.
We learned some personal stuff. We learned
in adverse conditions, we would keep the pup and we would keep on trucking as people. And I think that just says a lot about the human race and our will to survive. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, heartfelt cast. Thank you very much.
Well, it's a heartfelt cast only in the way that we did that, but at the same time, we're all gonna die in a year. September. It was the date range. Sorry, I didn't give the date range. I just realized.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was supposed to be between September 23rd, 2007, and October 11th, 2007. I forgot. I wrote down a quote from him that was, "After that date, the woman will no longer be pregnant." The woman is the star body that is where the red dragon is gonna steal the baby.
Oh.
So after October 11th, 2017, the woman will no longer be pregnant.
Damn. Is this in kind of like a pro-life message?
I don't know where that guy was coming from in that part. No.
Yeah, I'm not sure I do either.
He didn't give his stance on. He didn't really give his stance on
anything except
They did cover a lot of things, but they did not cover his stance on abortion.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, so this has been week 4 of It Gets Weird. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We now are on iTunes. We have a Facebook page.
Yeah, like us on Facebook.
We post a lot of really good content there.
Lots of good stuff.
We also post all the episodes, and you can chime in. We do have an email that you can email us questions or topic ideas, whatever you want to do. It's itgetsweirdpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, and I think it's fair to say that if we got enough questions weekly, we would absolutely be willing to answer them at the end of podcasts.
Definitely.
And make a portion to talk to our listeners, however many there may be. So, yeah. absolutely send in some questions. Say or if you're just saying hi and sending us some compliments or whatever, maybe some aggressive,
shoot us your
suggestions.
Shoot us your favorite Simpsons gif.
Yeah, shoot us some Simpsons jokes. Talk about that Matt groaning humor. Shoot us a bunch of those, and we'll get back to you no matter what the subject is. So feel free.
And on that note, we'll talk to you more next week.
Stay safe, everybody. Stay safe, and
3 months of food and water, and before September 23rd.
Prep those underground hidden areas for you and your family and your dogs, all your pups, and get cracking on that. Make a safe spot for when the apocalypse comes, 2017. I'll be there, and I hope to see you guys too.
Peace.